Hello everybody, Suman Pachigula here. Here I have started sharing something which has helped me a lot, and I believe the listener of this video is going to get a lot of inputs and takeaways by the end of this video. Why I'm saying this is because I'm going to share my experience and my interpretation to from the books whatever I have read so far, and I'm starting that with Think and Grow Rich, written by Napoleon Hill. So here is what the introduction page, and I'm going to read it for you, and at the same time I'm going to explain what exactly it means. All right. So here in the introduction, it says the man who thought his way into partnership with Thomas Alva Edison. Okay, so this is what primarily the introduction is. Here is a person who thought about. Okay, what is that? The person thought making a partnership with Mr. Edison. Truly, thoughts are things, and powerful things at that, when they mixed with definiteness of purpose, persistence, and burning desire for their translation into riches or other material objects. Okay, so what the author is saying here is thoughts are things. It means what he wants to say, anything tangible that we are seeing at this moment, one point of time, it was a thought, right? If we see that in around us, whatever currently present in the objective world, everything was one point of time a thought. A little more than 30 years ago, Edwin C. Barnes discovered how true it is that men really do think and grow rich. So Edwin Barnes, who understood, who discovered that human being, all right, any human being can think and grow rich. So his discovery did not come about at one sitting. So his discovery did not just come from a fluke, but it came little by little, beginning with a burning desire to become a business associate of the great Edison. So his burning desire, which was pushing him to become an associate business partner with the great Thomas Alva Edison, who is the inventor of the light bulb. All right. Now, one of the chief characteristics of Barnes' desire was that it was definite. Okay. He's one of the top characteristics of his desires. What is that? His definite desire. He knows what he wants. He wanted to work with Edison. He was pretty clear about that. Okay, not for him. So what is that? He wanted to work with Edison and not for him. So he doesn't want to be an employee. He wanted to be in partnership. He wanted to be a business partner with Thomas Alva Edison. Now, you got to observe carefully the description of how he went about translating his desire into reality, and you will have a better understanding of the 13 principles which led to riches. So here, if you see how his desire translated become a reality of his thought, and he has shared 13 principles. So as we move forward in the particular book, we will be able to see what are the principles and what is that all about, and I will be able to explain that to you. All right. So here, when this desire, okay, any desire or impulse of thought first flashed into his mind, he was in no position to act upon it. So what is that? The author is saying, so when the desire of him to become a partner with Thomas Alva Edison, impulse of thought came to his mind, at that point of time he was no position, he was not at all in a position to act upon that particular thought. So what he want to say is, lot of such dreams, lot of such thoughts which will come to us at the point when we are not ready, but we need to understand that what exactly the signal it is for us, what is the kind of sixth sense wants to tell us about. Because when everything was good, we did not get that thought, any thought per se, but why exactly at that point of time, having something, owning something, becoming something, why that sort of thought has come. All right, the similar thought, an impulse of thought, a desire, a burning desire came in the mind of Edwin C. Barnes. Two difficulties stood in his way. What is that? He did not know Mr. Edison. Personally, he has no interaction. He did not know that great person, and he did not have enough money to pay his railroad fare to Orange, New Jersey, where Thomas Alva Edison was staying. Okay. Now, these difficulties were sufficient to have discouraged the majority of the men from making any attempt to carry out the desire, right? So if this kind of difficulty is faced by any other individuals, they definitely get discouraged and they leave their burning desire. But his way no ordinary desire. But what was that? Whatever the desire he had, it was no ordinary desire. He was so determined to find a way to carry out his desire that he finally decided to travel by blind baggage rather than be defeated. So he was not at a condition to leave the thought, the impulse that came to him to become the partnership with Thomas Alva Edison. He did not leave that, but he just went for that. To the uninitiated, this means that he went to East Orange on a freight train, okay, like a luggage train he went, all right. He presented himself at Mr. Edison's laboratory and announced he had come to go into business with the inventor. Okay, that's what he said. In speaking of this first meeting between Barnes and Edison, years later, Mr. Edison said, he stood there before me, looking like an ordinary tramp, but there was something in the expression of his face which conveyed the impression that he was determined to get what he had come after. That's what Mr. Edison felt. I had learned from years of experience with men that when a man really desires a thing so deeply that he is willing to stake his entire future on a single turn of the wheel in order to get it, he is sure to win. So, what does that mean? So, many people, many men, women, they have the desire, but they pursue that for very small point of time, a less point of time. If any obstacle comes in, any difficulties comes in, they generally stop it. But what he said is the burning desire what Mr. Burns had, he dedicated his full future life towards that because he believed it. I gave him the opportunity he asked for because I saw he had made up his mind to stand by until he succeeded. See, so he said, I'll never ever give up until I get it. That was the kind of burning desire the person had. Subsequent events proved that no mistake was made. Okay, just what young Barnes said to Mr. Edison on the occasion was far less important than that which he thought. Edison himself said so. It could not have been the young man's appearance which got him his start the Edison office, for that was definitely against him. It was what he thought that counted. All right, it's not about the person, it's about the thought. If the significance of this statement could be conveyed to every person who reads it, there would be no need for the reminder of this book. So what that reader is saying, if anyone, if the reader of this book understand this small thing, that thought, the thinking, that is enough for someone to be successful. If someone thinks it so deeply and believes that thought and makes it their burning desire, so they really don't have to look at anything else. Success just walks to them. Now, Barnes did not get his partnership with Edison on his first interview. You see, he did get a chance to work in the Edison offices at a very nominal wage, doing work that was unimportant to Edison, but most important to Barnes because it gave him an opportunity to display his merchandise where his intended, what is that, partner could see it, right? First, see, he just thought to become a partner with Mr. Edison. In a single interview, it did not happen, but whatever thought he thought to become a partner, that opened the door. All right, see, if Mr. Barnes could not have arranged his way to Mr. Edison, then this opportunity would have missed. So this one meeting led to a job. Then what happened? Then the things are which are going to surprise you. But at least he is with the person whom he wanted with me. Months went by. Okay, apparently nothing happened to bring the coveted goal which Barnes had set up in his mind as his definite major purpose. So it's begun so many days that things did not work what Barnes was thinking, but his primary purpose was to become a partner. But currently what is that, he was just an employee. But something important was happening in Barnes' mind. He was constantly intensifying his desire. He was constantly intensifying his desire. How someone can intensify their desire? If you understand that this whole universe works on vibration and energy, So if you have a desire, what is desire? Desire is expectation and a hope. If you have expectation to have something and you have a positive hope on that, and you experience the feeling of having it at this point of time, your desire is going to be a reality for sure. So that's what he was making. So he was intensifying his desire. How? By feeling it, by making it, emotionalizing it. He just being in there in the desire as a partner. That's what the author wants to say here. Psychologists have correctly said that when one is truly ready for a thing, it puts in its appearance. So when one is truly ready, if you are ready to get something, whatever you want to get will become ready for you. That's what is been said here. Barnes was ready for a business association with Edison. Moreover, he was determined to remain ready until he got that which he was seeking. So what author is saying is, we have to be ready 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 for that which we are asking for. So we want to be deserved. We have to make ourselves deserve to have something that we wanted. All right, because it said that you don't get what you want, but you will get what you are deserved. You will get what you are. So whatever you are, that is your current reality. So if you want to change your reality, you have to change your current you, who you are. So you have to be deserved. You have to make yourself ready. You have to just wait on the way with a hope that it's exactly coming to you. He did not say to himself, "Oh, well, what's the use? I guess I'll change my mind and try for salesman job." See, he did not do that. But he did say, "I came here to go into business with Edison, and I'll accomplish this end if it takes the remainder of my life." He was, see how determined he was. He said, if it takes my whole life to go into his partnership with him, I'll do it. I don't care. And he meant it. What a different story, man. What a different story men would have to tell if only they would adopt a definite purpose and stand by that purpose until it had time to become an all-consuming obsession. So how, what it takes, a purpose and definite purpose, and you just have to be obsessed with the purpose. That's what he's saying. You have to be an obsessed, the way we get obsessed with other people, right? Other sex. We have to be an obsessed with our purpose. Maybe young Barnes did not know it at that point of time, but his bulldog determination, his persistence in standing back of single desire was destined to mow down all opposition and bring him the opportunity he was seeking. He did not know that, but universal law says, if wherever your focus goes, that's what gets your energy, and wherever there is energy, there is a result. When the opportunity came, it appeared in a different form and from a different direction that Barnes had expected. So definitely he reached his purpose, but it came from a place which was not expected by Barnes. Okay, what is that here? Okay, that that is one of the tricks of opportunity. Okay, that is how the universe plays. It has a sly habit of slipping in by the back door, and often it comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. So whenever there is something needs to happen, initially that comes like a kind of misfortune, that comes like a pain, or it comes like a hurdle or failure, that sort of thing. Perhaps this is why so many fail to recognize the opportunity. So they say any misfortune, any temporary defeat, any loss, anything that is there, it is the way that how someone goes to the success. So that is, we might think when the obstacle, pain, struggle, misfortune, or a defeat comes in, we think that, hey, we pray to the God that why all these things came to me. Please, God, remove these from my path. But what we need to understand is those are not on the path, but those are the path. We have to go over it. So that's where the opportunity is. Mr. Edison had just perfected a new office device. Okay, what did that? So Mr. Edison made an office device known at the time as the Edison dictating machine. So he made an Edison dictating machine. Now that is Ediphone. His salesmen were not enthusiastic over the machine. They did not believe it could be sold without great effort. Barnes saw his opportunity. It had clawed in quietly, hidden in a queer-looking machine, which interested no one but Barnes and the inventor. Okay, so Barnes understood that yes, I think I could do it. Barnes knew he could sell the Edison dictating machine. He suggested this to Edison and promptly got his chance. So he believed that he could do it, and he shared his idea with Edison. Then what? He suggested these to Edison and promptly got his chance. He did sell the machine. In fact, he sold it so successfully that Edison gave him a contract to distribute and market it all over the nation. Out of that business association grew the slogan. What is that? Made by Edison and installed by Barnes. So this was the slogan at that point of time for that machine. The business alliance has been in operation for more than 30 years. Out of it, Barnes has made himself rich in money, but he has done something infinitely greater. He has proved that one really may think and grow rich. That is what he felt. You understand, right? You think initial pages that we read, that was a thought, now it became a reality. How much actual cash that original desire of Barnes has been worth to him? So that thought, you see, that desire, how much actual cash? I have no way of knowing. Perhaps it has brought him $2 or $3 million. The only one thought and his ability, perfection, persistence to be with the desire with full faith and hope. But the amount, whatever it is, becomes insignificant when compared with the greater asset he acquired in the form of definite knowledge that an intangible impulse of thought can transmute it into its physical counterpart by the application of known principles. Let me repeat this once again. What is the priceless, which is like a worth billions of dollars? What was that he got? He said an intangible impulse of thought. Okay, any intangible impulse of thought can be transmuted into its physical counterpart. You see, any thought can become a reality. That's what he understood. Barnes literally thought himself into a partnership with the great Edison. He thought himself into a fortune. He had nothing to start with except the capacity to know what he wanted and the determination to stand by that desire until he realized it. You see, everybody has this. Everybody of us has what we want. So what is that lacking? We do not have the determination. Majority people do not know how to stay there with faith to get it done. That's what is missing. So that's what he said. He knows what he wanted and the determination to stand by that desire until he realized it. He had no money to begin with. He had but little education. What he had? Little education. He had no influence, but he did have initiative, faith, and what is that? The will to win. With these intangible forces, he made himself number one man with the greatest inventor who ever lived. So there are other examples here. Okay, I'll come to this in my next episode. So before that, I want to hear from you. How did you feel about this particular conversation? All right. Now, if you are stuck at some of the your personal goals, your future goals, long term, short term, whatever it is, what is that I suggest? You have to be clear towards what you want, why you want that particular thing, why you want to see yourself successful, what success means to you. Write it down, focus on what you should be doing and believe in that. And it is that your belief, your positive hope on the thing that you wanted will bring that thing to you.